Hello everyone, I'm so happy to be back with you. With all the craziness, we just have not been to the store in a while, and I believe the last video I uploaded was a concert at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. That was one of the last concerts. As many of you probably know, the rodeo was canceled due to COVID-19. We are all sheltering in place here in Texas, and we have been lucky. We won't have to go to the store until Monday. This will be our first grocery trip, and hopefully we're able to find staples. I know things are a bit better at the store now than they were a few weeks ago. Don't mind that. I am heating up some oil in the pan. Today I thought I'd share something a little bit different. I'm going to call this a bear pantry soup. I've always made it for my family. It's just something very simple, and I thought that it might give some of you inspiration to put together some things that might not usually go together. I know times are tough and people can't find a lot of groceries, so maybe you could just search around your house. Soup is an easy thing that you can almost put anything from your pantry or your refrigerator in, and it will turn out fantastic. So we're going to start. All the vegetables are cleaned and prepped, and I'll show you how to make this soup. This is the cooktop that we received from Samsung at no charge to us in return for our review. So I'm going to throw in these onions. Also, we have diced carrots, some potatoes, and some celery. And as well, I'll be cutting up a little bit of cabbage that we have left to add that to the soup. We are going to turn down the onions and just let them simmer for a bit and cook down. While that's going, I'm going to go ahead and get the cabbage out. And we will be using this purple cabbage. All of our vegetables are pre-washed before I put them in the refrigerator. We have teens and a small son, so it's just easier to have things ready for them to use in the refrigerator. And let's go check on the onions. Next, I will be adding the celery, and then the carrots. We'll save the potatoes for almost last because they do tend to cook a little bit faster. I'm not making the full pot. It's just a few of us here this evening. There's five of us here tonight. My husband's at the fire department. He's been there for a few days. Like I said, we are lucky. Houston hasn't been a hit as hard as other areas, but it could be better here. As far as the soup goes, we will be using eggs as the protein instead of any meat. And I know some of you have probably done this before, and some of you have never thought to use eggs in a recipe. My mother-in-law actually taught me how to do this. I had never even heard of putting eggs in soup before this, but it actually is delicious, and the kids really love it. This is one of their favorite soups, so I'm glad that I'm able to share it with you all. We're going to add the carrots now. we're just sauteing the vegetables a little bit. It helps bring out their flavor. When cooking a stew, but not a stew, a soup. And we'll add another cup of water. We're also going to be adding some Knorr chicken bouillon. It's the tomato flavored. It's the only one I have at the moment. We'll just mix that in. And we are going to turn this back up to get it to a rolling boil. And we added about 2 tablespoons of the Knorr chicken bouillon. Just washing my hands. I did just in case, I did wash my hands before I cooked the soup, but I just put a bit of the broth on my hand to taste the flavoring to make sure it wasn't too salty, and then I washed my hands again. I'm just saying that because I have seen in other people's cooking videos. I don't want you all to assume that I didn't wash my hands. I know that's silly, but I just wanted to put that out there. So now we will wait for it to boil. Once it starts to boil, we will crack the eggs and place the potatoes in after that, and then the cabbage at the end. The soup is just coming to a boil. So once it gets to a... Please excuse my husband's radio.
Medic 57, assault.
Once it gets to a rolling boil, we will add the eggs and then the potatoes and later on the cabbage. It's at a rolling boil now. So what we'll do is we will just crack the eggs directly into the soup. And you do want to try to space these out a little bit so that they have room to cook. Now we'll wait a few minutes so that the carrots have a chance, not the carrots, the eggs have a chance to cook, and then we'll be adding the potatoes. And the eggs don't need to cook all the way. And once you crack the eggs into the soup, you do not want to stir this too vigorously because you will, the eggs will fall apart and then you won't have a full poached egg in your soup. Okay, this is at a good boil again. Now we will drop the potatoes in. Like I said, you don't want to make too much movement in the soup until the eggs have a chance to set. Now we will let that boil for a few more minutes, and then we will add the cabbage, and once it's done, I will show you what a bowl of the soup will look like. And as you can see, the eggs are just starting to set. And once the potatoes have cooked, then the soup will be almost ready to go. And now we will just add the cabbage to finish the soup. We'll let this boil for a little while longer, and when we come back, you'll see the finished product. And this is our final product. We have the purple cabbage that was in the refrigerator, carrots, celery. When you leave the eggs to sit, they cook up quite nicely. I don't know if you're able to see that. And they're quite delicious. We have the celery, potatoes, and then the eggs do replace the protein. I hope that you all enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to hear your questions, comments, or suggestions down in the box. I'd love to hear how you're all doing.